Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and utility matters. I wanted to show you this Craig DeWitt tweet. He works at Ripple. I actually met him when I was in Singapore in 2019 at Ripple Swell. Really nice guy, but the guy right in the midst of the price run up tweets this out, I think it was right as the price was running up. He tweets out that utility matters. What this reminds me of is when Corey Johnson, the ex-spokesperson for Ripple, had tweeted out, and I think that's what this is a reference to. Corey Johnson, back in, I think, 2018, had taken a picture with Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, I believe, or he was then the Prime Minister of Canada. I don't know if he is now, but he had tweeted out a picture of him and that guy, and it said, "This matters." And so I think Craig DeWitt was doing a play on that. I could be wrong, but the point is that when he said this was around when the XRP prices were surging over the last few days. Makes you wonder if utility had to do with that. Now I wanted to show you that there's we're having a what I call healthy pullback in prices. Nothing goes up in a straight line. So XRP's pulled back about 10% to 90 cents right now. I believe that this is a part of being in any investment. I want to show you, I accidentally skipped this. Let me put this back here. Okay. This is from Crypto Bull 2020. XRP update. XRP needed some time to cool off and it corrected 18%. I think we will spend the next 12 hours consolidating before the next move up. And he's one of those chart guys, which I am not. And so I wanted to show you that. Now, I wanted to give you some real perspective here too. If you remember, if you haven't seen it yet, you need to go see it today. It's a movie called The Big Short, and it's about the 2008 financial crisis and a handful of guys that bet that won, that came out smelling like a rose out of the financial crisis by betting against real estate, the real estate market. And at the very end of the movie, the lead guy with Michael Burry, he walks up to a whiteboard and he writes down, after the whole movie's about how he's been suffering with all these bad returns and all, and he goes up to the whiteboard and he writes what his return is after he's been catching all this hell from all his investors. And his return was 489%. Now they made a freaking movie about that, folks. Okay, The Big Short. Well, that's why we should refer to what we're in right now as The Big Short 2 or maybe 4 or 5.0, because let's take a look at what's going on. And remember, this is just for this year. These are the return rates just in these that I'm going to mention for this year. This doesn't count what the returns have been since inception, which is thousands and thousands of percent. Look at Bitcoin, 679%, Ethereum, 1,078%, Binance, 2,462, XRP with an SEC lawsuit, 374%, Cardano, 3,272%. Go down here and look at Stellar, which is probably the most similar to XRP and is not under the threat of an SEC lawsuit, 869%. With all those Bitcoin headlines, all the CNBC appearances that they give the Bitcoin maxis, Stellar is beating out Bitcoin, 869% return. That's pretty telling in my opinion. If you go down and look at some of these others, like look at this. Let me show you this one. How about this? How about, I don't even know what this is, DREP. 13,000, am I reading that right? 136,013%. Now that's probably a very low cap digital asset, but you see the point. They made movies about this. What are they going to say about the times we're in? They're going to make movies about us, is what I think. I think there will be more than one. Now, yesterday, Brad Garlinghouse said today was a good day. And I think there's a few reasons for that. First, the XRP price. But the other thing was the SEC lawsuit, the hearing that they had yesterday. Jeremy Hogan, the official attorney that talks about the SEC Ripple case of the Digital Asset Investor channel. My title, not his. My title that I gave him anyway. But anyway, he weighed in on this, and I wanted to play you a couple of clips from this. The first one is this, because he says that the SEC attorney said something, and if the SEC attorney said this, it's just flat not true.
Attorney completely veered off point, and he goes to a talking point that the SEC shouldn't have to provide the documents about Ether and Bitcoin because Ether and Bitcoin had no ICO, unlike XRP, which did, and therefore they are obviously different. Now, this is where I feel very confident in the judge, because she saw right through that circular argument right away. She jumped on it and she said, well, then if you were just asking me to decide the entire case then, aren't you? Because if I have to decide before discovery is even finished how XRP is different than Bitcoin, for example.
Okay, so if this is true, and the SEC attorney, I don't know if it was misunderstood or if the guy actually said this, but if he said that that Ethereum and Bitcoin did not have an ICO and Ripple did, I've got a little clip that needs to be played for the judge, and that is this. We've shown it before.
Emphasize that our securities laws do apply to the ICO space. If people are going to raise money using initial coin offerings, they either have to do so in a private placement or they have to register with the SEC. And when you register with the SEC, you got to provide financial statements and disclosure along the lines that we would expect.
Okay, so I'll talk a bit about...
Here's Ethereum's ICO.
So we will have a fundraiser for 2 months starting February 1st. It will be available at funds.ethereum.org. So the initial issuance will be 1,000 Ether for 1 Bitcoin, or up to 2,000 Ether for 1 Bitcoin if you get in early to compensate for the increased risk. So the issuance model is that we will fundraise. Suppose that we hand out X.
Calls it a fundraiser 3 times. Ethereum did have an ICO. So if that was said to that judge, it was not true. They did have an ICO. Now let's go back to the 9:45 mark in his. Wait, is that wrong? No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Let's go to the 6:32 mark. And by the way, Jeremy Hogan did quite a good job on this video. But in this clip, he tells you what the judge kind of decided in the case yesterday.
Really shocking dance move was when the Ripple lawyer almost suggested that Jay Clayton was in bed with the Ethereum people. I think he said that Clayton embraced Bitcoin and Ether, and for a second I thought he was going to take it to that next level, and then he backed off right at the last second, almost. So after 90 minutes, the judge made an oral ruling on the record. That's the first of this court case. She ruled that the SEC must search for and provide all documents related to XRP, Ether, and Bitcoin discussions wherein any third parties were involved. Now, I expected that. The next part of her ruling was a bit of a surprise to me. In the US, we have a fairly strong deliberation privilege for government work. The deliberative privilege is kind of an offshoot of executive privilege that you might have heard President Trump raised during the 2 impeachment proceedings he was involved in. The idea is that if people in the government can't freely communicate about ideas, plans of action, and that sort of thing, without being worried about someone using their thoughts and ideas against them later, we inhibit the function of government, and that's the privilege. So I thought the judge was going to order that no documents with thought process be produced, and she partially did that, but only partially. What she ordered is that no informal things like emails, etc., be produced in regards to Ether and Bitcoin. So if, for example, an SEC employee sends an email to his work friend about Hinman's speech saying that Ether is not a security, that is not discoverable. But if there are more formal communications, memos, that type of thing, then those are discoverable. Now that was the order, and Ripple got more than I expected. But there are 2 important things at play beyond the motion being granted that you have to know about. First, with this order, the SEC is not only going to have to produce many documents, but also have to produce what is called a privilege log of documents. Now, it's just a summary, but Ripple will be able to see exactly what those documents are that are out there, all of them. Now it kind of looks something like this. It looks like this, except this would all be filled in, so you'd even have the people that are creating the document and who it's being sent to. So even not having to produce the exact documents, Ripple will still be able to get a feel for what emails, etc. are out there, and those can be used to find additional leads for more information or even at deposition. Now, if there is a smoking gun type document out there, in the next 30 days is when the SEC will look to get out of this litigation. Now, this also conforms with Gensler getting on board, so if that is going to happen, look for that sometime in mid-May. And the second...
Did you hear that? If there's a smoking gun, look for the SEC to get out of this lawsuit by around May. That is a pretty unbelievable little comment right there. So I think that's, and then there's also a little article here I'm going to show you in a second that kind of leads in that direction as well. But first, I wanted to show you this from John Deaton, who's the attorney that's doing the SEC lawsuit. Huge discovery. The SEC attorney stated last week Ripple issued a subpoena to Clayton at his new place of employment for any communications related to digital assets, including but not limited to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Well played. There's nobody I can think of that deserves this more than Jay Clayton. So Jay Clayton's over here at his new place of work at Apollo, where they've already had a controversy where this Leon Black had to step down, and who steps in? Jay Clayton. And Leon Black is the guy who had the controversy about his ties to this person, who I don't even say his name on this channel. And by the way, if you ever wanted to follow a Bitcoin trail, this is one that's probably pretty interesting to follow. Imagine who and what kind of companies were paying that guy in Bitcoin. If you want to track something, I bet there's those trails lead to some kind of wild places. Anyway, so Jay Clayton stepped in for this guy. So now this Apollo company gets to have a brand new controversy, and they get to have Jay Clayton doing discovery or providing any of his communications with them, is the way I understood that. That'll be fun. XRP Bart sent me this. And this is the other thing I wanted to mention. From CoinDesk, Ripple is hoping to find evidence the SEC defined XRP as being similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum. The case may lead to a court ruling on how and when a crypto is considered a security. Now, I wanted to read you one line out of this. Right down here. One of Ripple's lawyers, Matthew Solomon, argued it could be game over for the entire case should Ripple catch the SEC as having privately stated XRP is more like a currency than a security, because that would place XRP outside the regulator's jurisdiction. So I think this is what they're really wanting. They want to catch SEC in any kind of commentary stating that XRP is more like a currency than a security. If they get that, it is game freaking set match. All right. And then there's this. This is Coinbase posts blowout Q1 profit of $730 to $800 million days before public listing. I can't tell you how important what's about to happen with Coinbase is. Coinbase is about to go public, folks, and I believe that this is the spark that really sets the blockchain space off for not just IPOs or companies going public, but also digital assets. I believe this is when you're going to get your real public adoption. This is when people are going to really start to notice and start to ask questions about how do I invest in digital assets? And they're also going to be trying to get a piece of the action on these equities. I myself, when Coinbase goes public, I'm going to buy Coinbase stock. And this is from CoinMarketCap, according to Coinbase, they currently boast 6.1 million transacting users and has 223 billion in assets through its platform. Okay, and people are about to start investing in that company in droves when they come out. That's one of the reasons I keep on telling you about Link2, because what I do, and where I see another of the major opportunities in all this is getting into these private equities on Link2, because Link2 is providing this as a platform, and you can sign up for them. It's for accredited investors only, but I have links in the description of all my videos. They are a sponsor, but I use them. I've bought several of these things, Uphold, and I own some Link2. I own some Ripple as well. But they're going to be adding other blockchain, and not just blockchain, but AI companies, all kinds of tech companies, and some that aren't tech companies, but it's mainly a focus on tech. But this is going to be an opportunity to get in on some of these companies before they go IPO or before they're bought. That's why I'm focused on this. I'm ready to, I'm hoping that they get a new issue of something this week so I can buy some more. Greg Kidd, throughout the last few days, tweeted this: Ripple, wow, XRP is ripping. Broke $1 last night. Here's a tribute to the original Brain Trust. He was one of the first 10 guys there. And he's got this link where you can go and look at some of the things they were talking about back then. Heyo Seiko Carmona sent me this. This was Peter Brandt, who's one of these, what does he call himself? Futures FX career trader since 1975. He's from traditional finance. He says this is called a compound fulcrum and can be quite powerful by signal. A quite powerful buy signal, okay? Same guy, XRP Crypto Wolf. I remembered that this guy had tweeted something ugly a few months back, but XRP Crypto Wolf brought it up, which he should have. Peter Brandt, this is what he said on March the 13th. So all those who swallowed the XRP ripoff narrative from Ripple Labs, hook, line, and sinker, how's your stash doing? So in other words, he's calling it a ripoff, but now that the prices are going up, he's trying to show you how this could be a buy signal. I mean, what does that say about him? I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Peter Brandt just can't seem to make up his mind.